friends, today I'm going to teach you guys how to decorate these adorable mini minion cakesicles here. So we're going to want to start with cake melts and popsicle sticks in your cakesicle mold, of course. Melt down that candy and then just fill those molds up. You'll see I'm using a spoon to scoop it in, and then I'm going to use this little tapping method to kind of move the chocolate around. It's not my usual method. I kind of brush it around to make sure the chocolate's not too thick, but when I need to make sure that the color is exactly what I want it to be, I'll do the tapping method to make sure that I don't get too thin of a coat and have cake showing through an uneven color on my cakesicle. Now after your first coat of chocolate is set, I put it in the refrigerator for a little bit, then I take it back out and just take a paintbrush and dip it into the chocolate and paint around the edges of my cakesicle mold. These tend to be the thinner parts of the chocolate surrounding, and you want those to be nice and built up so when you go to take your cakesicles out of the mold, they don't crack. Also, this part here where I'm poking the popsicle stick into the insert part for it, I usually do that when putting on the first coat, and I forgot to here. That was a mistake on my end. You should do that on the first coat. Now we get to fill our cake molds with the yummy insides of it. It's just cake mixed with frosting, and you put it in the mold, leaving a little bit of space, about like an 1/8 of an inch at the top there, so that when you lay on the back part of the chocolate, that it levels out nicely with the mold. I am notorious for overfilling my cakesicles, but the inside's the best part. Here we're going to put that last layer of chocolate on there to seal up the back, and that's why you want it to not completely overfill with the insides of the cakesicle here. And then we will smooth it out, pop it in the fridge, and it'll be ready to go. What I'm using to scrape off the excess here is just this little plastic cake scraper actually that I got in a little cake turntable set, but it works nicely because it slides along the silicone mold really easily here to take off the excess around it so it doesn't break your cakesicle when you pop it out of the mold. After you let those chill for a little bit in the refrigerator, they are going to be about ready to pop out. I'm going back in with that little plastic scraper that I have to just kind of scrape the edges a little bit. These are the finer details that are just going to give me those nice, perfect looking cakesicles. Now we get to make the decorations for our minions here. I'm using white fondant and I'm rolling it out. Pardon the issues I'm having with my little roller. The spacers are not staying on, and I was not using anything to make it non-stick. I was just being a little lazy here. So I roll that out, and then I'm using a little piping tip in order to make perfect circles. As you can see, it's a little bit of a struggle. My nested circle cutters were in the mail, as I was making this, and so I didn't have those to make perfect circles, so I used what I could here. But you can see some of them are making larger eyes, and then smaller one, or the larger ones are actually going to be the goggle part of the minion that'll be painted silver. And then some of them, the minions are gonna have 2 eyes, so I'm making 2 smaller circles there, and you can see I kind of fitted them together. So the part that's gonna be the goggles of the minion, I am taking some silver luster dust from Truly Mad Plastics, and I'm just gonna paint the outside of those larger white circles, and then I can place the smaller white one on top to get that goggle effect. For the combined circles here, these are going to be the minions that have 2 eyes. I do still want that goggle effect, but I didn't want to layer on as many fondant pieces because I didn't have a smaller circle cutter in order to make a smaller white piece to go on top. So I'm going to be a little bit more careful here on where my silver paint is going because nothing's going to go on top of it. Now we're gonna need some black chocolate in order to help us get those details like the faces, the eyes, and the hair on our minions. So I'm just gonna melt a few of those black candy melts and then put it into a piping bag so I can work detail with it. The first detail I'm going to add on to our little minions is this black stripe straight across about like the top of it, because this is going to be like the strap for their goggles. So if you'll notice, I kind of start squeezing out the black chocolate onto the parchment paper first and then let it fall neatly onto the cakesicle. That'll give you neater work, and then you can go in with a scribe or a toothpick to kind of smooth it out and fill in the entire band there. Now we're going to add on the eyes to our minions. I'm using the black chocolate as glue. A little bit goes a long way here. I'm going to put on for our one-eyed minion that silver larger circle there, and then a smaller white circle on top, so you can see I got that goggle effect there. Then I'm going to go back in with my black chocolate, add in a pupil there, and then add on a white sprinkle for the finishing touch. If you liked this video, go ahead and click that thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe so you never miss out on the baking fun. And thank you for watching Cloudy with a Chance of Sprinkles.